Why do we rule the planet? We humans have an innate sense of being superior to the other animals on the planet. But on a biological level, as individuals, we are not very different from a chimpanzee. With a 99% similarity in our genetics, me, you, and every other human on the planet is embarrassingly similar to our closest surviving ancestor. However, if I drop you and a chimpanzee on a remote island and gamble on who would survive longer, my money would definitely be on the chimp. It is not just true for you or me, it is true for any other human on the planet. So why did we end up dominating the planet as a species? If you hop on a time machine and travel to the past, at around 70,000 years ago, you will see prehistoric humans living in a remote corner of Africa, who look remarkably similar and are indeed morphologically identical to us. That is to say, they will look no different from us than we look different from each other. But you will realize they are nothing like us. They don't really have much more impact on this planet than a sloth or a jellyfish. Then how did we get here in just tens of thousands of years? Now let's come a little forward in time to around 40,000 years ago. It all began here with the invention of agriculture. Agriculture is considered to be the very root of civilization. Before agriculture was invented, presumably independently in different parts of the planet, humans lived predominantly in small groups as hunters and gatherers. At this point, humans were still cave dwellers. And as a matter of fact, humans stayed cave dwellers a long time after the invention of agriculture. The primitive form of agriculture practiced by humans is named by us as slash and burn agriculture, where they would travel around in search of land suitable for growing crops. On finding fertile land, they would start producing food. After a few good produce, the land would lose its natural fertility. Then this infertile land will be eventually burnt by the humans as they move on to look for more land. Around 8,000 to 10,000 years ago, we see villages forming alongside the rivers like Congo and Indus, where we see irrigated agricultural land start to emerge. Due to this discovery of the fact that water sustains the fertility of the agricultural soil when irrigated properly, is when we started to figure out why we were special. Our advantage over other species is our ability to cooperate flexibly in large numbers. Yes, other animals also cooperate in large numbers, like the colonies of insects, for example. Bees have developed a survival strategy that requires them to cooperate with each other in large numbers, but their cooperation is not very flexible. Like, you definitely wouldn't see the worker bees leading a rebellion against the queen bee to kill her to establish a communist regime over the hive, because that does not happen. They are by nature bound to one rule of functioning, which mostly involves cascades of pheromone-driven responses. On the other hand, the chimps do cooperate flexibly, but in their survival strategy, they have developed a strict policy of cooperation with only the chimps that they know closely. There is a whole dynamic of loyalty and trust among the cooperating chimps, but this has a disadvantage of not being able to cooperate in large numbers. We humans, on the other hand, are quite capable of both. To give you a simple example, we are capable of gathering in huge numbers in a stadium for a music festival. If you look around in this situation, you can see a certain level of flexible cooperation among hundreds of thousand people that leads to a rather orderly event. Now try and imagine the same situation with chimpanzees. It will be an extreme display of murder and chaos. Perhaps by now, I have been able to convince you that this capability of being able to cooperate in large numbers has led us to dominate the planet of several thousand species. For a curious listener, the next obvious question that would pop up in their heads is, how? How did we achieve this level of cooperation with each other? Unlike other animals, we humans live in dual realities. One is our biological reality, which is again similar to almost every primate life form on the planet. The other we have built over our biological reality is a fictional reality, which we propagate through language and communication. Other animals communicate about their immediate reality, like there's food or like run, we are the food. But they cannot communicate stories and ideas about things that do not exist in their immediate reality. We can. Due to our imagination, we can create and propagate ideas and stories among ourselves. That's how we could build the pyramids, the Taj Mahal, and so on. Even today, the large corporations are nothing but a result of communication and propagation of ideas. For example, one of us can point to the sky and say, "There lives an all-powerful being named God, and he will let you into heaven after death, only if you followed me and did as I said." And as proven by history, we were pretty convinced by this concept. But you will never convince a chimp to give you his banana with this idea. Now, I am not saying we have always done good things with our capabilities. Like chimps, we also have our dark side. We have done quite a few terrible things as a result of cooperation, like the Jewish Holocaust, the World Wars, and so on. But also, on the other hand, due to our cooperation, we have made it possible for you to learn about reality, sitting in your room, which is constructed by a group of people you don't know. Using a device you bought from a group that you call a corporation that has charged you money, which in itself is a story made up by another group of people called the government. Watching a video made by me, a complete stranger that you will probably never meet. I said probably. To keep learning about reality, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you receive a notification every time we share a new perspective. In conclusion, it's our ability to form something much larger than ourselves is what makes each one of us special or different. Our fictional realities become more and more powerful with time, dividing us into countries, states, and religions. We must not forget that we all are part of something much larger than the borders that divide us today. Thank you for watching. If you have learned something from this video, let the algorithm know by dropping a like. Tell us about your ideas in the comment, and if you are interested in starting a business. Book a free call with us, and we will help you with everything you need. Our plans start from as low as $100.